mentioned that with Influitive, you guys were lucky enough that you were doing thought leadership and sort of generating a lot of inbound leads. And been reading recently that sort of the predictable revenue model of SDR AE combination is losing a little bit of steam. Where you cold email, try to get the meeting, and then pass it off to an AE. In your opinion, is that the case, or sort of what is working these days in terms of getting business in initially? Is it the content model that HubSpot has popularized?
It's an awesome question, and I do think it's losing steam. I think partially it's 10 years old. I mean, anything loses steam after 10 years. I mean, honestly, the whole predictable revenue thing came from Salesforce, and the time when they built that whole model was 10 years ago. Longer? Yeah, I mean, it's something long enough that it's not relevant, right? So, it is absolutely losing its steam. I think for a couple reasons. One is just because everyone started doing it, right? And so anytime anyone does something, it becomes saturated, and then the buyers catch on, and it's like, I'm done. So I think that's one. I also think that I did a podcast yesterday or Wednesday with David Cancel from Drift. You guys don't follow. It's called Seeking Wisdom. It's an awesome podcast. But we were talking about this topic, and we were talking about that we've hyper specialized, like in software companies and sales. So then you have your inbound SDR, and you have your outbound SDR, and then you have your enterprise SDR, and then you have your junior AE, and then you have your senior AE, and then you have your mid. We've hyper specialized, right? And then you have your onboarding. We did this at Influitive, it was horrible. In CS, we had our onboarding specialist, and then we had our CSM, and then we had the support. I mean, it was the number of fucking handoffs that a customer had to go through during their life cycle with us was, it was just nauseating. And I think that's one of the problems too, is that buyers are enough with they don't give a shit who you are, they just want to be served, right? And I think we've almost done ourselves a little bit of disservice with the super hyper specialization. So I'm seeing a trend back to full cycle ISRs, right, inside sales reps that are doing their own, especially if it's transactional, right, that are doing their own prospecting and their own closing. The more transactional that is, the more likely you're going to see that. And obviously, if you're really enterprise, you probably still need some level of specialization. But I think we over-specialized, especially in the transactional stuff. So I'm seeing that. And then the other big trend, which is why I joined DigitalOcean, is everyone is now doing some kind of product-led model. If there's something there's some ability to try, either a free trial, or or a freemium, or all 100% self-serve, or do you guys remember HubSpot had their grader, so you could download this free thing and see how your SEM was working, right? And it wasn't really the product, but it was kind of a little teaser, right? That's a version of a product-led model, and so content was king, over the last couple of years, and content was your inbound content strategy, and now the strategy is more, give them a test of the product. Let them feel the product, because like I said earlier, buyers trust their experience and their peers more than anything else. And so if you can give them some kind of experience with the product first, and then the nice thing about that is then you don't need the BDR AE, you can specialize that, because your leads are captive, they're users.